Kruger Shalati The Train on the bridge is the perfect combination of Africa's most breathtaking natural beauty with the well-deserved luxuries on board. The re-envisioned train pays homage to the guests who explored the park nearly 100 years ago.
Kruger Shalati is a train on the bridge. We've got 24 rooms up at the carriage, room 1 to 25. Obviously, we do not have room number 13 for obvious reasons. And then we've got garden chalets down here that offers also family units, if I should put it like that. So if you see when we have the room number 1 and 2, they've got a room, also a smaller room that's got a bunk bed that can take a family of up to 6. So which means 4 adults and maybe 2 children there. And then we also have what we call the sunset suite, which is the last room there. It's got its own plunger pool, and then it's got a nice viewing deck. From there you can be able to see the train quite clearly from there, and it's one of the rooms that has been received very well also. So what we do around here, it's quite a lot of things. We give guests experience that they cannot get anywhere else. From bush functions whereby guests can just go on a normal game drive. They get somewhere in the middle of the bush, and then we can give them a bush top or something along that line. Sometimes we do bush dinners out there in the bush. Also, it comes as a surprise. They go out on their normal game drive. At the end of the game drive, they are dropped at this place full of lanterns, beautiful decor there, and then the team is around there to welcome them with the choir and all these sorts of things. Here at the lodge, you'll see, you might have seen even during your stay here, we get to do different tables whereby we can do a private dining for those who are on honeymoon, those who are here, maybe most people come here to do proposals, and some people are celebrating their anniversaries. We always make sure that each and every person that comes here gets to have that kind of a personalized kind of a service that we give to people. Birthdays, the team sometimes will come out and sing for them. We offer them complimentary birthday cakes and all those sorts of things. So each guest that comes here, I can assure you, they get to be served like special, depending on what special occasion they're having.
Offering 31 rooms consisting of 24 train carriages suite and 7 bridge houses suites, all tailored for comfort. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind adventure or an enthralling break to simply unwind with the best the nature has to offer.
If you come here, you've got all 24 rooms that you have up there. The view is a beautiful view. All of them gives you a very beautiful view. In the morning, we are called in Mpumalanga, which means where the sun rises. In the morning, if you skip game drive and you open your curtains there, you get to see the sun coming up. You don't see it like you see it here anywhere else. This is the best you can see. When the sun comes out, you'll see the reflection that you'll see on the water down there, and then it's the most beautiful sunrise that you can see. In the afternoon, sundown, also if you miss a game drive, you stand on the other side of the train. Also, you get to have a very beautiful sundowner there.
The Shalati Bridge has stood empty as an icon ever since 1973. Until 2020, when Kruger Shalati reignited the experience of a sleeping in a train on this bridge.
Shalati train line is located in Kruger in the Kruger National Park, and it plays a big historical landmark in the history of South Africa. It was built in the middle of the 1800s and was actually completed in the early 1900s, where the only ways South Africans could travel to the Kruger National Park when it was established in about 1923 was to travel on the train. And so our inspiration behind Kruger Shalati was one that was almost visualized of the time of travel back then, of how people used to be able to come and see the amazing park, and this was basically by pulling up to the bridge, alighting from the bridge, having a banquet, sit around a fire, listen to stories, and then get back on the train and then pull onto the bridge, sleep on the bridge, and then obviously continue on their journey at first light. We obviously have recreated that, but our train doesn't move. So it's permanently on the bridge. People can obviously rest and sleep on the bridge, leave in the morning on their morning game drives, but certainly get off, sit around a fire and enjoy a banquet is really around some of the offering that we offer here. Shalati train line is located in Skakuza in the Kruger National Park, and it plays a big historical landmark in the history of South Africa. It was built in the middle of the 1800s, and was actually completed in the early 1900s, where the only ways South Africans could travel to the Kruger National Park when it was established in about 1923 was to travel on the train. And so our inspiration behind Kruger Shalati was one that was almost visualized of the time of travel back then, of how people used to be able to come and see the amazing park, and this was basically by pulling up to the bridge, alighting from the bridge, having a banquet, sit around a fire, listen to stories, and then get back on the train and then pull onto the bridge, sleep on the bridge, and then obviously continue on their journey at first light. We obviously have recreated that, but our train doesn't move, so it's permanently on the bridge. People can obviously rest and sleep on the bridge, leave in the morning on their morning game drives, but certainly get off, sit around a fire and enjoy a banquet is really around some of the offering that we offer here.
This is a way to honor an abandoned but not forgotten historical structure properly. The resizable train is permanently stationed here, offering guests a similar experience to what the generation of explorers had back in the early 20s.
In 2016, South African National Parks put out a tender which invited South Africans to try and brainstorm what could be offered as a tourism offering on the old Shalati train, the train line, which has been an iconic feature in the Kruger National Park. We obviously, as Motsamai and Kruger Shalati, was then born in a creative room of bringing something that was truly South African to the national park, and placed them on the Shalati Bridge, which is obviously just behind me. And we put in our tender, as did a few people or a few companies, and in 2017 the tender was awarded, and we then started to dream about what Kruger Shalati could actually mean to the community and the tourism of South Africa and the Kruger National Park.
The luxury and elegantly decorated train on the bridge carriage rooms have been curated to celebrate Africa's design in a collaboration of local art, artists, and crafting skills.
We partnered with a really great team from Hessen Kleinwoog, who are known as HK Studios, located in Johannesburg. It's a team of eccentric ladies that do an exquisite job in terms of interior decorating. Part of our mandate was here is the South African design concept, and these ladies were able to find some really bespoke South African artists that help narrate the Kruger Shalati story. The beauty of that is we came across a lady by the name of Bonolo, who came up with a very unique shweshwe blanket design, which now plays a massive role in the small touches that we have at Kruger Shalati. It can be found in the blanket that obviously drapes the bed, the gowns that hang up in the closets, as well as the staff uniform that we wear. She's one of the stars here, but we had Sakile who assisted us with our artwork and bespoke pieces across the property, to the team that designed the bar. All very much part of the South African story that we want to showcase here, and we were lucky to have such great partners in bringing this to life.
A special and unique feature of the Kruger Shalati is the impressive viewing deck, complete with a beautiful overhanging pool. Set at the Sabi Ridge while flowing below, it provides an unsuppressed combination of wildlife spotting and relaxation.
So the pool decks and the viewing decks were all created with obviously the guest comfort and being very, very unique. When we arrived at the bridge, there was what was the old blockhouse where the old locomotives used to stop and basically pump and fill up their boilers using the Sabi River as a water system for that. Subsequently, they had no historical significance, and what we were able to do, there was a cylinder that was in place, and we were able to actually build a pool on top of that existing concrete cylinder, and sort of counterlever the bridge pool on the cylinder as well as from the bridge. So we were able to, again, through our process of what did we need for our guests, and we thought, a pool above the Sabi River certainly came to mind, because there's nothing better than escaping the great climate that we have here in the Kruger by hopping into the pool, sipping on a nice cold beverage of your choice while watching game, or just watching the hippos below you, or the water flowing. Yeah.
Game drives at Kruger Shalati are undertaken by a passionate and professional ranger who is eager to share their in-depth knowledge and stories of the fascinating wildlife and the surroundings.
What we can find at Kruger Shalati, we can find the big five. So Kruger National Park is well known by its big five animals, and also the little five, and some also the general game. So which is the river behind me, which is the Sabi River, that allows that animal density and diversity that we have. When tourists come into Kruger National Park, it's always they look for the big five, and also the service that Shalati is offering. And then we've got, I always call it a triangle. People, they can still see wildlife on the train, and then also because it's part of the history. And then also, luxury. When you go inside the train, you can see the luxury that these trains are actually been converted into. It's quite amazing stuff.
With a vast range of animals to explore in the Kruger National Park, each game drive encounters offer a special, unique story of its own.
Kruger Shalati offers a game drive, so basically it's a 3-hour game drive, roughly. So you would depart, and then you will drive, and then have a stop. And then a stop will consist of, if it's a morning drive like today, then it will be a coffee, and then some cookies and rusk, which is actually home baked with our beautiful chefs. And then we've got some nice sort of slow brewed coffee, and then we've got some milk. And then we always call it a bush coffee, which is a coffee with amarula.
Kruger Station is a lifestyle precinct that offers everything from retail to food and a 360 cinema. It is the heartbeat of the park, an essential stop in the experience.
We had 3 carriages right here, and when this place was Salati before, the 2 carriages bent down, and then they managed to save carriage number 7, which at this point, when you go in there, I'm going to give you a tour. We're not allowed to actually cook anything inside the train. We need to know in advance if you got a birthday party, you got engagement party, so that we can prepare whatever you need. Otherwise, based on the history of having 2 carriages bending down, we're not allowed to actually cook anything in them.
Spa treatments can be booked in the room and can be tailor-made according to your needs. These are created with the natural ingredients to heal, restore, and rejuvenate. The spa treatment experience happens right in the heart of the bush.
The current massage that I'm doing right now is a Swedish massage. It's more relaxation, and it releases more tension on your body. We are doing more of traditional massages. The first one is no kuri. That it's more traditional. We use the tribal stick to massage with, and we do the calabash massage also. Everyone loves nature, so we normally do our massages without any electronic music, so we focus more on nature. So if you are doing our massages, you can also hear the birds and all the sound of animals around.
The essence of the train is to celebrate the historic Kruger National Park while paying homage to a modern-day visitor. They bring the best dishes around the world to the safari, creating a delightful food experience so unique that can only be found here.
We like to keep it local. Also, we like to keep it South African. We try and balance the fine dining European side, combining with our local ingredients, local suppliers, supporting small businesses. But yeah, even the fish that I just prepared for you, I mean, it is an African ingredient. It was sourced from Lesotho. So we do try and bring out the local, the African stuff, and then it's just a small touch of European influence. We've got a little bit of the our own traditional dishes. We've got a chakalaka on our menu. We've got a dish called umngoshu. We do try and keep it authentic, because if we give them the fine dining European stuff, I mean, what's the point of coming here? So we do find a balance between the local ingredients, the traditional dishes, of which you will start to see more and more.
This is a first of its kind not only in South Africa, but the world. A combination of imaginative and calculation has resulted in this luxury boutique hotel. For SABC News, I am Tapelo Moela.